Ladies, 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 flats are back. This season, flat shoes are the height of fashion. It's time to shed out of those high heel shoes and enter the fabulous world of flats and look flat out fashionable. Your shoe wardrobe would not be complete without several pairs of flat shoes for work, play, and everyday music. Flats are colorful and will accessorize any of your seasonal outfits. They are comfortable, full of personality, and fun to wear, allowing you to hang low and enjoy your femininity. Flats are hot and versatile enough to please your chic lifestyle and satisfy your comfort requirements. Flats are to support and stabilize your feet and consequently your walk. Speaking of support and stability, ladies, do you know the value of your step? The significance of your walk? What importance do you place on your walk spiritually? This flat shoe symbolizes what I would call the Genesis stage. It represents the season of your beginning, your start, and your foundation. How we begin our spiritual walk as babes in Christ is very important to how we finish the race. Flat shoes are best known for its stability and comfort, especially on flat surfaces. And so it is at this stage we learn to walk, balance, and discover support during this time. Learning to walk in this life with confidence and strength of who He is and whose we are. This is the first step to establishing a firm foundation in Christ. And ladies, we must assist our daughters who best represent this stage. We must teach, guide, nurture, and prepare them. Teach them to become responsible, mature, virtuous, and godly young women. We must lay firm foundation not only by teaching them, but by being living examples also. And if they would just listen and pay close attention to women who have walked in this stage, it would prepare them for new shoes, tennis shoes. This is this transformation stage. Tennis shoes, mostly used for activity such as walking, exercising, or competition. Best represent transformation, our soul. What are you made of? It represents a stage of life that displays and builds strength, character, and shape the who and the what we will become. Like a tennis shoe, this stage is known for performance and must produce results. Like tennis shoes, you will have to go through some things. You may have to walk through some storms and rain. You may have to run through mud puddles and jump over potholes, dodge many pitfalls. Sometimes having to wade through some stinky stuff, some mess. But I can assure you that if you endure like tennis are made to do, you will win. You were made to endure, to bear, to undergo, to tolerate. You were made to outlast, live longer than, survive your circumstances. You were made for this journey called life. Tennis shoes aren't always cute, and neither are some of the things we must face. But if you stand, don't faint, most of all, don't grow weary. Cute is just around the corner. The stiletto stage, growing up. Stilettos. Oh yeah. You're stepping high in the sky in those stilettos. These shoes represent the maturity stage. It is a stage where you are experiencing the mountaintop, so to speak, meaning there are some things you've risen above, things you no longer waste time entertaining. No time for foolishness and immaturity. It's about purpose. Things you don't do and places you just don't go anymore because of your destiny. To wear stilettos, you must have strong ankles, strong knees, strong legs, and that can only come from the tennis shoe stage where you have gone through something. My sisters, your teenage daughters are not there yet. They are still developing. Even the more reason why we cannot let our young girls grow up too fast, because they don't have the necessary training it takes to perform at this level. Needless to say, at this stage, it is a lot more challenges, pressures, scrutiny, and criticism. It's a place where those who still have on their flats will think you're being cocky. But no, girlfriend, it's not cocky, it's confidence. Walk with confidence, but in great humility, knowing that if it had not been for God on your side, you wouldn't be where you are. Stay focused. Never strut your stuff, as the old saying goes, to show them. Never walk looking at anyone, because you'll find yourself walking alone. But walk willingly to mentor others who admire where you are and need a little encouragement to get to that stage. Speaking of price, my sisters, let me give you a tip. If you're going to wear a comfortable pair of stilettos, you will have to pay a pretty price, or you'll wish you had. The same must be said about maturity. Maturity isn't free, nor is it cheap. It costs, so respect the price you had to pay for the maturity by staying humble. So my stiletto-wearing sisters, it's your time, your season. You paid the cost to be boss. So swagger with grace and enjoy this stage and season, for there will come a time when even this level of maturity will call for a more wisdom shoe called the wedge, the stage of wisdom. The wedge. Your work has finally paid off. Now wisdom speaks. There's no better way to let wisdom be known as when you step out in a sharp pair of wedge shoes. Nothing says maturity like a wedge. This shoe represents the wisdom stage. It's comfortable, sound, and a stable shoe. A wedge is one of the most recommended shoes because of the balance it brings to the body as well as the foot. So it is when we reach this stage, we should be sound, stable, and balanced. Unlike stilettos, there's no pressure at this stage. Stilettos tend to cause you to shift most of your weight on your toe area. A wedge shoe allows you to balance out your weight, which prevents you from potential spills. Yes, a woman of wisdom is balanced, sound, and in a state of rest. She knows who she is and who she is. She stands with grace and poise in the who she has become. She is comfortable in her skin. She is not needy or leaky. She is compassionate and loving. She is focused, only tending to things that brings fulfillment. Ladies, ask any elderly person at this stage. They've seen it all, and they've no longer toiled with compulsive worries, anxieties, or fears that life may bring. Why? Because they've been there and done that. They have a wardrobe to prove it. The t-shirt, the hat, the coat, and the wedge. Better known as the wisdom stage. It's where all of us should desire and strive to be, walking in wisdom. Now, as we reflect on the stages, the flats, the tennis, the stilettos, and the wedge, we ask, what stage are you in spiritually? You've stumbled through the flat stage with all the mess ups because of being young and immature. You've tried to avoid the tennis shoe stage where hardships in the form of mud puddles, pitfalls, and mountains were the obstacles that grew you up. You stepped into the stiletto stage where finally you're beginning to understand a little about life. But even at that stage, there was some discomfort and pressures and more lessons to be learned. But your wedge stage is where life seems to even out. You are balanced because of the wisdom you have acquired. But whatever stage or season you may be in at this time, let me encourage each of you with this quote. It's an excerpt from the Brown Sister magazine. There should always be this hope that this will be the year that you will walk into your season. The season where things finally come together for you. This should be the season where you overcome so many obstacles and you get a chance to come out on top. The season where you find that you're in the midst of making your dreams come true. This certainly is the season where you learn to love yourself for who you are. And in my closing, Pastor Gwendolyn Williams and the Virtuous Women of Excellence encourages every lady to make a decision this season to step into your set time. Thank you.